Welcome to the another episode of Abstract Thesis series. In this series, we are digging deep into the Power BI concepts. If you have not subscribed, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you can get notification for our new video. Hello and welcome to another episode of Abstract Thesis series. In today's video, we would like to discuss a case where you wanted to know that let's say if there is a customer, he purchased 5 quantities. You want to bucket all those customer into one and want to say me, okay, these many customers has purchased 5 quantities. Let's say in this case, if you look at the screen, there is a one customer who only purchased 35 quantities. There are a couple of customers who purchased 29 quantities. So we wanted to know, how many of these they are there. And let me do one thing. Let me make this font a little bit bigger. So I go to my customized theme and I go to text size and let me make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so let me, I made it bigger. So now you can see that, I have 35, which is there for one customer, 29 for two customer. Then I have 28 for another three customer, 26 for another three customers, 25 for a few more customers and all those. And I want to know this number. How many customers have quantity 35? How many customers have quantity 29? And let me start ascending the one. There are a lot of customers who have purchased one quantity. And then there are more customers who purchase 2 quantities, 3 quantities, and 4 quantities. I want to count those. And how do I count? Now, here what happens is, in such cases, when you want to count these numbers, we basically want to also display that. We can know how many customers have purchased this quantity. Okay, so let's say I want to know, how many customers have purchased 35 quantity. I would be able to find it out. Okay. So let's try that out. First, let's try that out. Okay, so we want to know how many customers has purchased 35 quantity. We are going to create a measure here. And we are going to say, first of all, we need a quantity, sum of quantity measures, which I don't have. So I'm going to create quickly total quantity measure. And it is a column right now. So I'm going to make a measure here. Okay, so simply I got a measure total quantity. I'm going to use that. Okay, so let's leave total quantity there. Now what I need here is QTY equals to 35. Okay, so what I need to force a context. Definitely I need to have customer. So I say sum x values customer name if the major quantity or total quantity equals to 35, then one else blank. Okay, and then I bring it here. It gives me, I say sum x is quantity 35. Actually, I have used double equal to. Let me correct this. Is quantity 35. So I get only one. Now let me drag it here, and if I drag here, quantity is also 35. Fine. I need 29. I'm not going to change that, but let me change this one. So I made it 39. Let me make it 29. And I get 2. Okay. But am I going to create that many measures? No, I'm not going to create the measures. And the way we solve the problems in Power BI, I need a dimension, and unless I have something which is getting joined to this one, I cannot display it as a dimension. Means I can't display a measure here as a value, or I cannot have a slicer on the total quantity. So unless I can use it as a group by, I will not be having it. So to do that, and this is the standard method when you're going to do any such thing, any bucketing equal to bucketing. And I have a separate video when you need between bucketing. This is a standard method which you're going to do. So what is that method is? First of all, let's create a table. Let's create a table which cover all these quantities. So we have 1 to 35. To be safe side, let's take 1 to 50. Okay. So I go here and I could have done it from there, but just to look at what values we are going to, I'm going to create a new table. So you need to have an independent table, and that table is basically my quantity bucket. Now it could be a range bucket, it could be a sequential bucket. Here we need a sequential bucket, that's why we're doing, it could be 0 to 5 quantities, 5 to 10 quantities, that kind of bucket is there. So you can see that example, the margin example which I created, that you can use. Okay, so now we will say generate series, quantity is definitely 1, and 1 to, let's say 50, increase each by 1. So I got this bucket. Now maybe I need little bit of more stuff, let's say display like quantity 1, quantity 2, something like that. Okay, so add columns. This is sufficient, but just in case we need some additional column, this is how we wanted to do it. So I'm going to say add column, which is quantity number, which is basically qty ampersand format, and in the format I'm going to give value column. The column in the generate series is value, and that's why I first use generate series to show you what is the name. And now I'm going to say 0 0, so I'm going to at least need 2 digits so that I get similar kind of quantity 1 2, and let me give a space here so it looks much better. Now I want to display this quantity 1, quantity 2, quantity 3, something like that I want to display. Now this table has no relationship with this one, so if I go ahead and plot this with the quantity, it's not going to give me anything, it's going to give me all Cartesian. Okay, so let's look at that table, new table. So which is basically quantity bucket. Okay, so let's create a new page, drag quantity bucket there, quantity number, and then let's try to drag total quantity, the measure we have created. So we drag the total, and as expected, though no relationship, nothing is going to happen. Now this is where we need to now pitch in. Now what we need to do is we need to create a measure where we can relate these two. So we create a new measure, and this you need to do with all the measures which you wanted to. So I want a count of customers. So first my requirement was count of customers. My requirement even is not quantities, how much quantities they purchase, count of customers. So I want to know the count of customers. So how do I know that count of customers? So count X. Okay, and in the count X, what I need this quantity, and I want this quantity to join with this bucket when the customer is in scope. So values customer name. Okay, and then I need to join these two. So filter, I want my this measure. So I have this measure, let me copy this count of customer, let me go to this page. Okay, so what I need is quantity is, I want to compare it with the total quantity. Okay, so total quantity is 35, so total quantity measure should be equal to the max of the bucket value. Okay, so when filter on the customer name, when the total quantity is equal to the max of the value, then when it becomes equal, filtering, then you count the customer name. I could have taken quantity if I want to sum it up. Only name I need. So I need to count that. And let's see what we got. We are getting all null as of now. Okay, now let's bring it here. Now here we are getting the numbers. Why? Because we are using this context of bucket. We are saying it is equal to the max of the bucket. So if the bucket is not present in the context, it's not going to work out. And it's a Cartesian. There is no join. So the quantity number should be in the context to solve this problem. So bucket need to be there, present there. Now this is where I am able to count the customer for, let's say, let me sort it descending, because that's where we easily able to count. So you can see 1 and you can see 29, you can see 3 and you can see 5 6. So this quantity need to be in context. Let's say I want to sum the quantities also. Let's say if I want to sum these quantities, so now you know the customers, now you want to sum the quantities also. Again, this is count, this is sum of quantities, sum of customer quantities. Okay, let's say, so here I can use total quantity here. The first one is purchase 35, so it should be sum x. So sum x, filter, values, customer, quantity, max, this one. Okay, 35, this is twice it is purchased 58, thrice it has been purchased 28, 84. So you got the quantities. You can, same thing you can do to get gross, net, anything which we have in the system, but now we equating one. Now, so this need to be present. Now any more further calculation we want to do, we have to make sure that customer's presence is there. Okay, another way to write it down, let's try it with summarize. And so we are going to write down it as 1, and instead of values we are going to use summarize. Here we are going to use sales, comma, customer name, and it's not necessary or to have the calculation done inside. Let's check it out. So let's bring this one. This is another way, same numbers we are getting. And in this manner what happens is basically you can also, means if there are more than one, also in that case you can use this kind of stuff. Let's say there are more than one column where we need to create this kind of bucketing, then you can use that one. So go ahead and try this out, and do let us know what else you want us to cover in this particular series. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you. Keep watching, keep asking questions in comments, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you can get notification for new videos. Thank you.